the countdown to kickoff begins. Getting ready to go into our featured matchup between Dullenmike and iMertal.
iMertal, obviously being a Turkish international, would want to be at that final in Istanbul, his home country. He wants to represent, qualified for 10+ LAN events, but not won a major thus far in his career.
Yeah, it just shows the consistency, but he's just lacking the extra step just to get his first win or major win behind him as we go into the game. It'd be interesting to see if there's any changes, because we were able to see Dullenmike earlier on today as part of one of the featured matches. If there's any changes in personal tactics or maybe personnel in the teams, because of course that could come into play. Of course, losing the first round, maybe he starts to think maybe this person didn't work for me in right back or in left back. Maybe this formation didn't work for me, so we could change up some things coming into this game.
Tell us a little bit about the play style between iMertal and Dullenmike and what we can expect from both players going into this match.
I think based on the scenario that we have right now, they both know that they don't want to make mistakes to cost them. I think it's going to be a tentative first half, I'd say, coming into this game. I don't expect there to be a blowout scoreline, well, at least initially anyway. I think both of these players will play the clock down a little bit, just see what their opponent does in terms of creating chances, creating opportunities going forward, and what formation they use, because I spoke about the prominence of playing 5-4-1 or 3-4-2-1, and I expect both of these players to play the same.
Definitely. Well, iMertal, having been eliminated in the eChampions League 2022 in the second round of knockouts, is going to want to look to go even further this year. And as mentioned, being a Turkish international, he's going to want to represent his country at the final. Taking a quick look in one of our other matches, Stranger actually has led Danny Pitbull 1-0. And what a great start from him, having lost to Danny Pitbull in February.
It's a huge start. There's still a chance building up here from iMertal on the edge of the box here. Good goalkeeper movement from Dullenmike there, just sort of covering all options there, moving the goalkeeper back and across the goal line to stop an almost certain goal there. But as we spoke about, the goal there from Stranger, just quick passing in around the area for the shot. And this chance there from iMertal comes to nothing.
Taking a quick look again at one of our other games between Van Basten and Excel Tom. Van Basten leading Tom 1-0 as well. We've seen a kind of, Tom knows that he's very good at this game, but starts off a little bit slow sometimes. Yeah,
I think, for me anyway, Tom's been one of the most consistent players throughout the FIFA seasons. He hasn't had the rich run of form that he did have from FIFA 20 and FIFA 21, but he's still amongst one of the best players in Europe and of course in the world. As we see this chance from iMertal, it could lead to something, quick twisting and turning, but no space opened up there. Of course, his opponent Van Basten, for Excel Tom, is sort of an unknown quantity, so you don't really know what to expect. I doubt they would have played in the past, or much at all in the past if they have. So it's sort of a weird position to be in for Tom. He doesn't have too much information about his opponent, other than, of course, he's done enough to get to this stage, so he's a top player.
Exactly, both of them going 3-2 in the group stages, so like you said, similar caliber. Dullenmike on the attack here, looking to find some space with Ronaldinho. Ball roll scoop to find that space, but can he get the shot away? Perhaps a one pass too quick that gives iMertal the possession back. It's a good ball in here. R9 does have some space, but can he find the goal? He tried.
Yeah, just a little opening there for the finesse shot on the edge of the box. Wasn't timed green, but that's something you have to look out for, those options down the wing. Of course, they can play the pass inside, they could play a lock, they could use a creative run, but they could also take the finesse shots or the travellas. We saw Tech score one against in the previous game as well. We've seen a lot of finesse shots going from the likes of Nicholas, who likes to explore those options as well.
Good ball there through to Ronaldinho. Finding some space here, and wide open, green time, leads 1-0. Dullenmike will love that goal this early in the first leg.
That is a big goal. You saw the space open up from the triggered run with Rudhuller, a pass into him, into the area, a pass back, and of course the green time on the weaker foot of Alarana into the corner there to give him the 1-goal lead. That's a very bright attack there from Dullenmike, and it's a perfect start for him.
iMertal gonna want to maintain the same possession that he's been making, and again, not make too many mistakes. Do you project this being a close game between the two?
Yeah, I definitely do. I think both of these players, I spoke about earlier how they're obviously extremely good, but I just feel as if I wouldn't say nerves necessarily will play into it, but I just feel as if they don't want to make any mistakes, because I felt as if in that first game for Dullenmike, if we're being hard, I feel like he just made a few mistakes which led to goals, and I think he wants to iron out those flaws, which could make him play slightly slower. But of course, FIFA's made all the opponents anyway. It's sort of based on matchups and play styles. I think that plays a key factor in games, and I'm not too sure if these players have played each other before.
Well, I think that's what happens when you get to this level of FIFA as well. Often mistakes are exactly what lead to conceding. Like we've seen so many times. Looking over at the matchup, 1-1 draw, but Stranger actually takes the lead 2-1 again. Like I said before, he's going to want to have that redemption on Danny Pitbull. Danny Pitbull, of course, coming off of an E-Serie A win literally, what, 2 days ago?
Yeah, so he would be coming in very confident. Exactly, yeah, but he's had 2 tough games to start off with losing, of course, to Nicholas 2-0 in the first game of the day, and now down by 2 already up against the Stranger. This could be a chance here.
Trying to find the space, R9, but not quite the space that he wanted. Perhaps
I think he'd done a little bit too much there. I think he didn't expect the chance to open up there that easily. There's a lot more space than he anticipated, and again, just rushed the pass forward there.
Dullenmike comfortable with the 1-goal lead. Finding R9 in the box, but defended well by David Alaba. We love to see David Alaba in these sides, of course. iMertal to R9, a great pass through to Capdevia, straight to the goal line, but defended out by Dullenmike.
So you're going to see any custom corner routines whipped in at the near post there, but not enough trajectory to get past the first man. But we saw there with the build-up, the player lock here could send Dullenmike in on goal.
Expect R9 to find some space. Didn't quite expect him to take that first shot, but did, and saved well by Van der Sar.
I think this is going to be sensible from Dullenmike here. Approaching the end of the first half, a couple moments left of the game to be played. He doesn't want to give away possession, just going to wait and bide his time to see if a space can open up. And of course, there's no added time, so it's straight into half-time. Dullenmike leading 1-0 against iMertal.
I think he'll be happy with that. That's a good start for him, considering how his first matchup went today and didn't have an easy way to the knockouts in the group stages as well. So he'll be content, but again, like you said, iMertal, all to play for. There's still a leg and a half left. Any changes made by these two?
I'd highly doubt it. I don't think there's much to change with the way the game's going. Of course, it's been very close, very tense between both of these players, and I doubt there's going to be any changes going into the second half.
iMertal looks calm, cool, collected, knows what he has to do to get the job done. Similarly, Dullenmike, also calm, cool, collected, being up a goal. iMertal looking to find that space with R9, takes the shot. Perhaps something we've seen a few times already, maybe too early.
It's tough to say because if that's time green and of course goalkeeper isn't moved, you tend to see those goals go in. So it's an angle that you can shoot from, especially if the goalkeeper steps forward there. I thought the pass might have squeezed through there for iMertal, but of course hindsight's a wonderful thing. Maybe he could have taken an extra touch or looked for a pass across goal or anything, but it was good goalkeeper movement from Dullenmike just to close the angle down. He's been really good with his goalkeeper movement so far this game.
We see a lot of these passes for Dullenmike going down the wing, utilizing those wings a lot. Being very decisive with his passes. Not wanting to give up possession, but he does there. Gets it back quickly. Alawiran in the box. Can he find the space? Through to R9. He does. Takes the first time shot with R9. 2-0.
That's a big goal from Dullenmike. They're making use of the space in the box. Baiting a run down towards the byline, but cutting in slightly and playing a pass across goal there for an open finish there with R9 into the corner. It's now 2 goals to the good for Dullenmike.
do you think iMertal's handling the pressure at this point, knowing that, you know, he still has a lot of time, but as we mentioned before, this is absolute do or die game. You lose, you go home.
Yep, exactly. I feel as if he's played pretty well so far. He's created a few chances. I don't think he's playing badly at all. But again, it's narrow margins when it comes to the top level in FIFA. Just a powerful run there from Dullenmike towards the byline, looking for the pass across goal, but wasn't able to find anyone. And as you can see here, just the structure of a back three or back five is to counter-attack against it is very difficult, because look how quickly the players get back into position. They're already set up as a flat five in defence. Offensively, they offer support and the overlapping run with the wing-backs as well. You can trigger runs, which a lot of players do with the centre midfielder. There's a lot of avenues to attack in the formation. You wouldn't believe so anyway if you have a five at the back.
Definitely. Well, what do we say, Ryan, typically about 2-goal leads?
Of course, the cliche is it's never safe. It's probably the most dangerous lead to have, but it's difficult in FIFA to maintain any lead, let alone a 2-goal lead. And of course, especially with there being two legs of play to deal with.
So yourself as a player, being in the position of iMertal, what would you do? How would you feel? But before we get into that, let's take a quick peek at the matchup between Van Basten and Tom.
Yeah, this is live, of course. It could be a chance building up for Tom, but it wasn't meant to be. Good defending, but Tom is still down by 1 goal against Van Basten, so there's still a little way to go as we're able to look into the game. For Tom, he just needs that little bit of confidence in his game. He needs to trust his ability and believe he has what it takes to perform at the top level, because, as I said, he's one of the best players in the world, and he's shown that across the years.
Well, Tom obviously coming off of an E-Premier League final, having lost in the final, but a runner-up is nothing to scoff at, I would say. So he has that confidence. He's played under the lights on the stage in recent weeks, and I think 1 goal will be nothing that he hasn't seen before.
Of course, there are other games going on. We're able to have the luxury to hone in on some of the other games going on. That was almost a chance as well. Rapsu up 4-1 against Oli Bolly. That is a big result. Montaxa 2-1 up as well. We have Lex down 2-1 against Pepe. Lex, if I'm being honest, is one of the players that I looked at as someone you could focus on to progress into the latter stage. I think he's incredible, but he started very, very slow.
Talking a little bit about Peixoto, he's down 2-1. So again, elimination games here. Montaxa leading 2-1. 2 games that we saw a couple rounds ago against different opponents. Ali Bali trailing 4-1. Another surprising scoreline, maybe. A chance here for Dullenmike, but doesn't quite get the shot away.
The space seems to open up a lot there when he drives straight towards the byline. He's not afraid to carry on running. I think because there's so many options to utilize there, whether it's a cutback or a player lock or a German cross, he sort of thinks Dullenmike's going to do that, but every time he's driven towards the byline. But he's just missing that striker because he's always making the runs with the striker. There's no one else in the box there just to get onto the end of it.
Could be a chance here for iMertal, but Dullenmike says nope, not today. Good over-the-top ball to Ronaldinho. Has some space, doesn't quite have the players up, and iMertal will get there in time to regain that possession and clear that out.
Yeah, I think similarly to how Dullenmike ended the first half with possession, I wouldn't be surprised if iMertal does the same thing, unless a chance like this could open up. The tackle there as well.
Chance here from Alawiren, and it does go in. We've seen that all too many times, close to the 90th minute. Gets a goal back, as we said.
He could come back, of course. I thought that tackle there was slightly mistimed from Dullenmike. Could have given away a penalty, but of course the pass was enough to open up there on Alawiren's right weaker foot.
I think iMertal's going to be really happy with that, ending this first leg with at least a goal.
Yep, absolutely. It gives him a lifeline, or even bigger lifeline, to know that there's still a long way to go, and it's only a a 1-goal deficit now, potentially going into the second leg. But of course, we still have potentially one last attack in this game for Dullenmike.
Have you played against Dullenmike before?
Yeah, Dullenmike is someone we played across. Yeah, even in 2v2 formats as well. He was part of the group I was in earlier on in the Masters tournament. He's a fantastic player as well. He's very good going forward. I think that's probably his, in my opinion, his strength. Obviously, he's very good defensively, but I think offensively is where his strengths are. But that is the end of the first leg of our main stage game between Dullenmike and iMertal. Of course, reminder, this is an elimination game.
We are in our second leg, so iMertal has all to play for. Dullenmike leading 2-1. 1 goal, that's not
exactly
a lot to get back.
Yep, you're right. I forgot there was a late goal as well. I thought it was 2. That was 2-1, of course. iMertal scoring late on in that game. Of course, this is an elimination game, and you spoke about how important it is to start well. I feel as if in this tournament specifically, you already know your opponent coming into this for days or weeks beforehand, and to lose the first round is very, very detrimental because, again, as a player myself, it's something that you look forward to. You've already sussed out your opponent, you've analysed their gameplay, you've already thought about how you're going to perform against them, and to lose the game is a very tough result to take. But again, at this level, you're not going to be able to win every single game, and you need to be able to take the losses when they do come. And Dullenmike is somebody that's very, very professional, very, very confident in his game style. As we see, great dribbling here from iMertal, trying to find some space, but it's good defending from Dullenmike.
I pointed this out a few times today and in previous competitions where some players choose to play without a coach. Obviously, yourself as a player, do you prefer to play with one or without one, and how does that affect the mental of the player?
It depends. I don't actually. Honestly, you could ask me this next week, it will change. My opinion changes on this. I feel as if having a coach is very, very valuable. He's able to help you, not just in the game perspective, but of course the mental side of things. You need someone that can just keep you level-headed, can sort of just little reminders in the game. I don't need something that could be micromanaged or mini bits of feedback throughout the game. Just something where, even as simple as, oh, it's the 42nd minute, don't rush the attack, or just something little like that, I think is very, very key to have a coach behind you. But mainly, as for Umut, we spoke about earlier as well on stage, he has his coach who's able to just dissect his opponent and do all the analysis for him. It sort of takes away the other part of your brain working throughout the game, wondering what formation your opponent's playing, has he changed anything? You don't have to worry about that because your coach takes control of that.
But I guess on the contrary, the advantages of not having a coach is, you know, it's all for yourself.
Yeah, exactly. No one behind you. You don't have to do anything. But again, some players, it works against them because sometimes your coach could be used just to slow the pace of the game down a little bit, or maybe between pauses, or could remind you to take a pause, because we know how easy it is. You fall into the trap of just wanting to restart the game as quick as possible if you're losing. And this could be a chance for Dullenmike.
Ooh, a great chance. Pulls the goalkeeper out. Dullenmike takes advantage of that opportunity and goes up 3-1 on aggregate, 1-0 on the night.
It's a great ball over the top there. I spoke about the triggered runs, making the use of it. Pass across goal for an easy finish. And his 2-goal cushion has been restored early on in the second leg. That's a big, big goal for Dullenmike.
Goal. We see very little celebration for him. Just a quick sip of his water, but I'm sure he will be elated looking back on scoring that goal early in the first half of the second leg. Does iMertal have the suits, the tuxedo kits?
I think he does. Yeah, I think he is using that, of course.
I love that.
Maybe it's a favorite kit of his, but going to need it to maybe give him some boost of luck here in this game, because he needs to get back into this as soon as possible.
Maybe wasn't quite the luck that he needed right there, but hopefully, maybe it's some superstition that he has when he's down using the tuxedos will bring him back. We'll see. Still, like we said, 2 goals, not a huge deficit to come back from.
Give away possession there, sort of easily from iMertal. Dullenmike's going to try and make the most of it here with the step overs into space. I thought that pass was going to be dinked over into R9 to create a chance, and again possession almost given away. There seems to be a lot of rush moments in transition, but the space opening up here. Look at the back post run there from R9. It seems to be tracked really well. There's good defending there from Dullenmike.
We've seen a lot of differences in the play style of this match versus the last match. This one's a little more end-to-end. potential chance here for Dullenmike, looking for the space with Ronaldinho again, but a lot of pressure from iMertal. Taking a quick look at our game between Danny Pitbull and Stranger. I believe Danny Pitbull might have gone up a goal.
Because we're able to take a look at the replay here. Played a cross goal, another simple finish there from Danny Pitbull, just tackling the Stranger in his own half. And it's now 5-4. Could that be a start of a comeback there for Danny Pitbull to try and get back into the game against the Stranger?
9 goals is crazy, by the way.
A lot of goals early on in that game. Of course, there's still a little way, or a long way to go, I should say, in that game. Over 3/4 of the game still left to play, and there's been 10 goals or 9 goals already. So that is a... Do you credit I don't know if you credit the attackers there, or do you scrutinize the defending there? It's a bit of both, because it seems to be a lot of goals that are from unforced errors in that game.
But like you were saying at the break, at this stage in the competition, in an elimination game, to have that many goals is, I don't know, would you say unheard of?
I'd say it's very
Rare?
difficult to, yeah, I'd say it's rare, because again, a lot of players, when you're in this position where your back's against the wall, you have to win, and a loss eliminates you from the competition, you kind of just play a little bit slower naturally. It sort of feeds into that play style.
iMertal looking to close the gap in this game, similar to the way that Danny Pitbull is closing the gap in the other game.
It's building up here from iMertal here. The step overs with Cafu in the right back position. I think there's been a change of formation. Is there going to be a goal here? The heel-to-heel drag through the defenders. It's a slice of fortune, but it's a bit of luck that he needed to get back into this game now.
It's the kid.
Yeah, it's 3-2 now. Level 1-1 in this game. But of course, the all-important score is the aggregate one, where he's still losing by 1 and needs to get back into this as we take a look there. The heel-to-heel drag there through the defender. I don't think there was a tackle put in there from Dullenmike, sort of jockeying around there. But you expect to win the ball back, but he just needed to press tackle in those positions. And it's an all-important goal just before half-time as well from iMertal.
The momentum he needed, excuse me. Channeling maybe my inner Michael Owen here a little bit, but that's why a 2-goal lead is so dangerous, because you score 1 goal and then there's only a 1-goal deficit.
It really is. As we're able to take a look at all 3 of the featured matches live right now, as you can see, Danny Pitbull up 2-0 against the Strangers, now 5-5 in aggregate. That's 10 goals.
That's crazy.
Already, that is a lot of goals scored. And of course, Tom against Van Basten is still 1-0. That is a very, very tight game so far, and it's an all-important one. It would be, in my opinion anyway, a huge upset to see Tom eliminated this early on in the eChampions League. But there's still a way before that happens. He's still got at least a few more chances in that game. This could be the last attack of this half as well, Leah, for iMertal. Could he get another goal here at a perfect moment?
Having the possession, the odds are in his favor. Just needs to find the space. Needs a little extra juju from the kit.
Thought the step over was going to get into the space there, but it was good defending from Dullenmike as we go into half-time now. 1-1 in this game, 3-2 in aggregate. Dullenmike still in the lead. Managed to restore his 2-goal lead, but it was cut short just before half-time from iMertal. And I don't know, I highly doubt there'd be any changes between the two, but I think iMertal probably would set up a tactical variation where if things are the same or maybe potentially worse as the game goes on, he could switch to constant press, switch to a tactic that would allow him to try and push more bodies forward. As we're able to see some of the live score lines, Deepa Shotto up against Montaxa is 2-2. Jotaba 5-4 up against Kamal. Lex still 2 goals down, or 2-1 down I should say, up against Pepe. JRG losing 4-1 to Danny Vissel, who we saw earlier today. And I am Rapsu 7-4 up against Oli Boli. That is a huge result there. That would mean Oli Boli is eliminated. Bearing in mind, he was 4-1. He's coming in as seed number 4, I believe it is, as one of the players that had an incredible record. And his only loss was to Anders, and he's about to be eliminated on the day at 0-2. That is a massive upset.
Especially with a scoreline like that, as we were just saying, to have a scoreline like that at this stage is quite outrageous, but a good over-the-top ball there to Alawaran, green timed, calm as you like. We see the emotion now from Dullenmike. Important goal, that one.
Definitely. You can see the attack building up there from the triggered run with Alouara, and I was very shocked there that iMertal didn't track the run. You can see the attack taking place there. It's a ball over the top there. The keeper movement as well wasn't enough, and it was calm, it was composed, it was green timed, and it was into the bottom corner for Dullenmike. He takes the lead now. 4 goals he has scored across these 2 games. He has his 2-goal cushion back now. He's up 4 goals to 2. That is a very, very important goal to score.
You can see a little bit of the frustration in the face of iMertal. At this point, are you changing anything?
Still not changing anything yet. I'll have something lined up in terms of, as I said, a constant press, or maybe a 4-3-2-1 or a 4-2-2-2. You could maybe go team press in game with of course, the D-pad tactics. But I think it's way too early to go constant press. You've still got 40 minutes or so left to play. It would be, in my opinion, rash to go full-out attack right now.
We will see what iMertal can do to get this back. Misplaced pass there. Dullenmike regaining some of that possession. Down the wing, as we've seen, but out. And a quick update from our other game between Van Basten and Tom. Van Basten does take the lead in this match, 1-0, 2-0 on aggregate.
Yes, we're able to dissect the goals. We look at the replay here. It's a driven pass into R9. It's a simple pass across, and it's a shot there underneath the goalkeeper into the corner. 2 goals to the good for Van Basten. XL Tom down by 2 goals going into half-time there. He needs a turnaround, and of course he can do it. He's got the ability to, but Van Basten, that is a huge result if he's able to pull this off. Another chance here for iMertal, and it's twisting and turning in the box. I thought he slightly overplayed it, but he's done enough to find the angle to get the shot at goal. And now it's again Leah, he's pulled the deficit back to just 1 goal between him and Dullenmike now.
1 goal. I mean, at the end of the day, all that matters is if that ball goes in the back of the net. And for iMertal, it did. Like you said, 1 goal. That would be quite the comeback for him if he's able to pull it off. Yep,
absolutely. And he'll be feeling a lot more confident now, because he might feel a slight element of fear from Dullenmike, thinking that he doesn't want to give away the lead again. And potentially it could give him a boost of confidence, knowing that there's still over 30 minutes left to be played for him to try and get 1 goal to equalize, or maybe 2 goals to even potentially win it if the scoreline does remain the same in terms of goals scored for Dullenmike. But I think for Dullen, there's still going to be opportunities for him to find space. He doesn't need to.
An opportunity indeed. Could be one of those right here. Saw R9 in space at the top of the 6-yard box, but defended very well. Another chance here, a mistake from iMertal that gives Dullenmike the possession back.
Beautiful whipped in cross there. Saw the triggered runs there. You've got to be aware of those for iMertal. He still hasn't manually tracked the run there, but it wasn't meant to be. We saw the chance there with Dullenmike towards the byline, just cancelling the La Croqueta into a pass there, intercepted from iMertal, fortunately there for him.
iMertal building up play here, looking to get that goal back to equalize this. Can this be the one? Maintains that possession.
Wow.
Not a penalty. Oh my goodness.
What is going on here? Oh my God. At first I thought it could have been a penalty, then the ball
stopped,
managed to ricochet back to him and then gets trapped underneath him. You always almost certainly feel as it when the ball seems to be trapped in the area, you almost think, of course, I'm going to end up conceding from this, but Dullenmike does just enough. There's 20 minutes left to go now. Now the clock is ticking. I think these are the moments you look towards changing something, as he gets possession back there, dwindling in possession from Dullenmike. And iMertal push forward. There seems to be a lot of gaps opening up here, and he's chosen the wrong option. The pass was on, but it wasn't executed properly.
We've seen what that last goal did for the confidence of iMertal. He's playing with a lot more intensity to get that goal back. He also knows he's running out of time. A non-timed shot from Dullenmike in R9. Saved and out for a corner. A pause queued up, like you mentioned, Ryan, making some changes now in the latter 15 minutes of this second leg. Do or die.
Yep, I thought that was a great attack there built up from Dullenmike, utilising the driven passes, building up towards the byline, playing it back across, and the fizzed pass back into the box. He's done everything perfect there other than the green time shot, which could have led to a goal in at the near post. But as we said, 20 minutes or so left to be played. in this game.
Some exciting things happening in some of the other matches around the studio as well. We'll get updates on those as we continue, but like we said, 15 minutes left in this one. We'll be able to catch the end of the other matches, luckily as well, to see who is advancing and who is going home.
Able to look at some of the latest scores as well. Rapsu still up 7-4 against Oliboli. Peixoto's losing 3-2 to Montaxa. As we see the finesse shot saved by the goalkeeper movement. Lex still down 2-1. Danny Vissa 4-1 up against JRG. That is a massive, massive bounce back as well from Danny Vissa. We saw him on the main stage.
5-6. To Kamal, another ginormous scoreline. Some intensity in the build-up from iMertal. Dullenmike looking to perhaps get that cushion back, but not make any mistakes. He doesn't want to concede at this time. R9's in the box there.
Oh, that was a lot of space opening up there for Dullenmike to take advantage of that. I don't think he'd done necessarily anything wrong there, but he just couldn't find the opening. It was well defended. I think iMertal sort of sussed out how Dullenmike tends to run straight towards the byline. The space opens up for the through ball in the middle. He's opted to play it down the wing. 10 minutes left to play, Leah.
Aller wiring into some space here, looking for the clear-cut pass. Oh! Listen, if that went in.
I feel like we were going to see the equalizer there from iMertal. There was a few options he could have taken.
Taking a quick peek at some updates from our other matches on these stages up here. Tom got the penalty, scored with R9. Van Basten with a red card. So that gives a huge advantage to Tom in the latter stages of the second leg for him.
Absolutely. It's going to be a very, very nervy last 20 minutes for Van Basten to defend. But for Tom, up against 10 men, he definitely has the foothold in that game now, the personnel advantage. So can he make it count when it matters most? But of course, in this game, we still have 10 minutes left to play. Dullenmike up by 1 goal against iMertal. I have to keep reiterating, this is an elimination game. The loser goes home. The winner advances into the second round of the loser bracket.
We mentioned before that the loser bracket is no easy feat for these players. 5 rounds, I think. Chance here from Dullenmike. Perhaps not quite what he wanted.
Teed up the volley there for Peter Crouch, of all people, in at the back post there. Because you can see the subs being brought on from Dullenmike, trying to just shore up the game and using Peter Crouch as an out ball if things go. Hayward, he's able to just play it over the top, and he's giving away possession. The last 5 minutes for iMertal to push forward, and he's giving it straight back to Dullenmike. So this time Dullenmike will try and be a bit more.
Oh my God! You rarely see mistakes like those at stages in the game like this. And Dullenmike will have to be extremely frustrated at that mistake.
Wow. I was about to say, I'm sure he's about to keep a bit more composure in possession. Now he's learnt his mistake from giving it away genuinely 5 seconds just before that. And he's cleared the ball straight into iMertal. That is a horrible goal to concede.
Horrible.
In one of the last stages of the game. Fires it straight against someone rushing attacker there.
Outrageous.
That's tough to take. That is a morale-knocking goal to concede, especially this late on. But of course, he just needs to reset, just needs to focus again, because he still has possession now straight from the kickoff. He could generate another attack to try and just get the goal back, and I'm sure that'll be all important. But of course, 4-4 on aggregate now. Wow, that is a that is a tough goal to concede late on.
You know, I wasn't sure. My anxiety, my blood pressure was increasing because I was like, why hasn't he cleared it yet? Dullenmike looking to solidify
Just giving the ball
anything.
away. There's a minute left for iMertal. If he can get the ball forward here, if there's enough time just to generate one last attack, the clock's ticking. I don't think he's going to be able to get it past in time to create that last attack. And this will be it, surely. Oh my God, the rest played on here.
Does Dullenmike have a chance?
The space is open.
Oh my God! Outrageous! Outrageous! To concede a goal like that and then score a goal like that in literally the 93rd minute.
The shush as well to the camera for Dullenmike.